Even ChatGPT knows a lot of things about the Hispanic community. Anyways, you guys already know that on these streets, Hispanic people are people that think that they and Black Americans, they're actually the same. And sometimes I keep asking myself, like, how do you even think that you and Black Americans are the same? Because I remember when all of these ICE agents, blah, 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 actually started happening, some of them were like, it will soon get to Black Americans' turn, that they are also going to be wiping off Black Americans from the US. And I discussed about some of these in some of my videos. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If this is the first time tuning, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in today's episode. And guys, with that being said, let's dive right into this video and I'll be back with commentaries. Make sure you watch from beginning to the end before you drop me your comments. It is very, very important. I did not say it. Let's get right into this, guys.
So a while ago, I asked ChatGPT about how Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez could have actually solved the whole immigration issue going on that Trump caused with the whole ICE raids and everything. And it's pretty sad to see that if Lauren Sanchez wanted to really take action, she could have advocated for a lot of the Hispanic community and created some sort of job force that could have involved Amazon to basically have temporary immigrant workers, and pretty much all the money that has been funneled to ICE would have been funneled to Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez instead. And ChatGPT said that the profits would have been exponential. It would have been good for the local economy here in the US, and it would have actually led to more jobs and more economic stability within the US. So that's just something to think about, some food for thought. But yeah, they pretty much just robbed themselves of an opportunity by buying into all this hate. That pretty much if Lauren Sanchez really wanted to, she could have created her own version of Amazon Prime, kind of, to be more about, I guess, advocating for the Hispanic community run by them. And also it would have just helped the US economy so much more. It would have been pretty much like a DoorDash kind of service or something that she could have come up with. But yeah, all the money that is now being, lost through deportations, through just spending tax dollars on shipping people overseas and creating facilities to hold them, that could have gone to actual employment infrastructure into this economy, and it could have actually gone to helping people pay more into taxes, and there would have been more tax revenue in the US system, and that could have gone to schools, education. It could have gone to anything pretty much than what it's going to now, because everything that is being supported by this administration, which is fueled by hate, is nothing but wasted funds that are not being spent on making progress in any form that's positive for anyone. And yeah, it's just benefiting a select few that are profiting from this whole thing. So anyway, it's just something to think about. But I love you guys, and I hope you guys think about this stuff, and hopefully Lauren Sanchez starts doing something.
For those that don't know, the Supreme Court ruled Monday for the Trump administration and agreed U.S. immigration agents may stop and detain anyone they suspect in the U.S. illegally based on little more than working at a gas station, at a restaurant, at a car wash, speaking Spanish, or having brown skin. That is all they need. If you speak Spanish or have brown skin, you are in danger. My family's in danger. And we have to step up. We have to be the change. We have to spread the word. Make sure to keep your family as safe as you can. Let them be informed. And that's the best that we can do. But, yep. The Supreme Court ruled this on Monday for the Trump administration.
This has made it official that ICE can racially profile Hispanics just by the way that they look and by the way that they talk. And it doesn't matter if you're an American citizen or not. Do you know how many American citizens have been rounded up just for being Hispanic and being at the wrong place at the wrong time? And they don't care if you have your birth certificate or a passport, because they immediately go and say that it's fake, that those documents are fake, until it is proven that they are American citizens. So ICE can detain Hispanics who are American citizens, whether they provide their documents or not, whether it's a license, whether it's a birth certificate or a passport. Even if you provide those types of documents, American citizens who are Hispanic are still being detained. Justice Sotomayor, being the only Latina serving as SCOTUS, came out and said that countless people in the Los Angeles area have been grabbed, thrown to the ground, and handcuffed simply because of their looks, their accents, and the fact that they make a living by doing manual labor. Today, the court needlessly subjects countless more to these exact same indignities, as per AP News. Now, you know for a fact that if Trump could have his way, he would have Sotomayor detained as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the America that we once knew. America has changed 8 months ago. This is the same country that I served proudly and honorably. It no longer exists. If you are Latino and you are an American citizen, start carrying your birth certificate, your passport, your license, whatever it may be to prove that you're an American citizen. You're going to have to start carrying that with you at all times. And if you're a foreigner, if you're from a different country and you want to come to the United States to come and visit and tour, I suggest you keep your ass home. Do not invest in the United States while we are under this regime. Stay home, because see, under this regime, even if you are here and you have a flight itinerary bringing you here for a few days or a few weeks, they could deport you. And they might deport you to a different fucking country that you don't belong. And you don't even have to commit a crime. I'll tell you one thing though, as a Latina and as a proud Latina and an American citizen, you will never, ever hear me not ever speak my native language.
Yeah, them Latino for Trump folks got real. It's mute. I don't hear nothing ever since that executive order came out. Yeah. Now you thought I forgot about y'all. You thought we forgot about y'all, the Latinos for Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Now look at y'all on hush mode, because you realize that executive order affects you, affects your kids, affects your spouses, affects your parents, affects your friends, affects everyone around you that you've ever loved and cared about that was not born in this country. Now look at you. They're going to be able to snatch you up and lock you up based off of your accent and skin tone alone. Even if you are a white Cuban or a white Puerto Rican or a white Dominican, it don't matter. If your accent even got a little bit of a twang in it, you're cooked. Welcome to the real world.
But just ruled that ICE can now target people based on their skin color, their language, and their race. That seems unconstitutional. So they're finally saying the quiet part out loud. It was never about legality. It was always based on how can I inscribe law on particular groups based on their race to say they criminal. That's the reason why they was going after folks with Latino backgrounds, because y'all all had bought into the hypercriminality of that group. They already had manufactured and coerced y'all and believe in black folks as hypercriminal. That's the reason why he can justify going into areas that's predominantly black. So if the Supreme Court said that ICE can target people based on their race, and Trump said ICE helping them break down on crime, and I can go after the community that's seen as inherently being criminal and put ICE on them. Listen, man, they had put record high numbers in funding when it come to ICE. I'm talking about they the most funded law enforcement in American history. Y'all didn't think they was going to put that law enforcement funds on people they believe should be inherently policed? Man, education is elevation. You better pay attention. You better pay attention, goddammit.
So SCOTUS has made it official that ICE can racially profile Hispanics.
The United States Supreme Court is now a rubber stamp for Donald Trump, and they cannot be trusted at all. The United States Supreme Court has been compromised to the point of being useless. Anything Donald Trump wants to do, the Supreme Court will allow him. They will allow him. And since the Democrats have a fear of getting in charge and opening the court up with 3 more damn Supreme Court justices, these people will be around for decades and they are worthless. It's as simple as that. It is a wing of the Republican Party. That's it. It just so happens to be the loudest wing, the last wing, and probably the biggest one. Our judiciary is being led by a group of men and women who cannot be trusted to even make anything close to constitutional understandings. They cannot do it. They are compromised. I have said all along, and I am not the only person that said it, you cannot come and tell anybody anything about fighting for rights if you have not had to have your rights adjudicated by the Supreme Court. Well, now we see what exactly that comes to. Now they are adjudicating anything having to do with white people. I'm sorry. They are compromised. I don't even have to say it. Honestly, y'all can see it. They are compromised. They serve no purpose other than to be yet another arm of the Republican Party. That's it. The end. The Supreme Court has no, and I mean no standing to me in America. None. I can hear the exact same things from a Republican convention. That's it. They're not interpreting the law. They're doing this for Donald Trump. That's it. Their loyalty is not to the law. Their loyalty is not to the Constitution. Their loyalty is to Donald Trump and evangelical Christian conservatives and people like that. That's it. That is it. They are compromised to the point of not even being necessary at all. If you are a gay person, your right to marry will be taken away from you because Donald Trump, the evangelical Christian conservatives, are going to get it from the Supreme Court. You are a woman. You are a woman. You want to control your own body. You will not be able to do it as long as the Supreme Court is the way it is right now. I will not be. They have gutted the Voting Rights Act, which a whole lot of people misinterpreted to be, oh, it's just about black people. No, it was about people who have the right and the ability and should be allowed to vote. It's compromised now. They gutted it. They have made it easier for billionaires to continue to poison our water, poison our food, and poison our air. They are compromised. Completely, utterly, without fail. They are a wing of the Republican Party. That's it. They are partisan hacks. I understand. Sotomayor, Kagan, and I'm trying to remember the third gentleman's name. Cannot remember it off the top of my head. They're doing everything they can, but there is a 6-3 conservative majority. Translation, the Republicans run the Supreme Court. They are partisan. They are partisan. 100%. John Roberts can feel any way he wants to about the image of the Supreme Court. I don't care. I don't. I do not care. You have presided over a wing of the Republican Party, Mr. Roberts. You serve no earthly purpose. You don't. You, Thomas, Alito, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, Coney Barrett. Why are y'all here? Why are y'all here? Why do you guys even hear oral arguments about anything? Why don't you just go ahead and preemptively rule in Donald Trump's favor and get it over with? That way we can stop waiting for you to actually do something according to the Constitution. So the 4th and 5th Amendment don't mean anything. Why not go back to stop and frisk? Obviously, that's what you want. Continue to rule in the favor of corporations and businesses. Just keep doing it. It's a compromised court. It is. And as long as it remains as such, I will not respect anything having to do with the United States Supreme Court, period. They are compromised all the way around. Clarence Thomas hearing cases involving his wife, no recusing. He didn't recuse himself at all. Samuel Alito having dinner with evangelical Christian conservative groups right before he rules on something involving evangelical Christian conservative groups. No recusal whatsoever. And John Roberts feels, he doesn't like the way the image of the Supreme Court right now. Well, congratulations, sir. I don't care. This is the Roberts court. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the Roberts court. This is the Trump Supreme Court. Nothing more than another wing, another arm of the Republican Party. They should not be respected. They should not be trusted. And I do not care how they feel about their image until they start actually doing something constitutionally. You get.
Donald Trump's Supreme Court has just ruled that it's official. In America, only white is right. And if you ain't white, you ain't got no rights. Welcome to being a nigga. Latinos, use a nigga. Asians, use a nigga. Everybody who don't present white, use a nigga now. Welcome to our motherfucking world. For all the people who've been delulu talking about, I haven't seen nothing like this in terms of the Supreme Court saying you can racially profile since the internment camps. Bitch, get real. Come back down here to planet Earth because black folks have been dealing with this shit since forever. Why you think we have driving while black? Hell, crossing the street while black. It's because we have never stopped dealing with racial profiling. However, this is on a whole nother level, I must admit. Because I know some people especially black people, be like, well, we always dealt with this shit. I'm going to tell you what's new. What is supposed to happen is that there is supposed to be a thing called the Fourth Amendment in which there's supposed to be some sort of probable cause in order for federal law enforcement to stop you in the context of immigration enforcement. Now, all that shit's out the window. All they have to do is try to say that they think you're a race of people that are here illegally. Your accent means that you're here illegally, or hell, even jobs. It ain't no more black jobs, it's the illegals jobs. So this is a problem for everybody. I tried to warn y'all asses that citizenship was on the ballot. They can now stop, harass, detain anybody the fuck they want, as long as they give this excuse. Now, for those of you who say, well, I'm willing to get stopped and ID checked because I want to get these illegals out. Okay, well, that's real cute until they don't even fucking check your ID. Until they just pack your ass up in a motherfucking van and your mama is searching through the goddamn mattress for your birth certificate to get your ass out of jail because you got an ice hold on you. That's actually happened to a U.S. citizen. That's real cute until you riding around and they arrest you and they confiscate your belongings. That's something that happened to somebody in Oklahoma. Now you asked out of your motherfucking cash or whatever the situation may be. So I don't think that we want to open up the door to blanket mass profiling for anybody in this country who is not white. I don't think that's the door that we want to walk through. But guess what? It has motherfucking arrived, all right? So, look, stay on your P's and Q's. Y'all need to start reading these motherfucking what to do in case ICE approaches your ass, because these people are out on the mission and they don't give a damn who gets swept up with it. And guess what? If they do make a mistake on getting your black ass, trust and believe, look at what they're doing to Kilmar Abrego Garcia. They're going to find something to pin on you. Look at what they're doing to Lisa Cook. They try to find something on you to justify illegally detaining you. So, this ain't just a Latino thing, which, by the way, there are black Latinos. This ain't just an immigrant thing. This is now an American thing. And to everybody who ain't black, but ain't white, who ain't been used to being fucked with by law enforcement.
Really can't believe that we're getting here. This is coming from the Supreme Court. There's nothing to say otherwise. This is the final word. Justice Kavanaugh wrote separately that it was reasonable for law enforcement to go up, stop, and question people based on common sense criteria, including employment in day labor or construction and limited English proficiency. Speaking in not English or broken English. All three liberal justices on the Supreme Court dissented. They said, we shouldn't be living in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, or works a low-wage job. That sounds reasonable to me. I don't know how anyone can defend this. I don't know how anyone can support this unless you are pro-racial profiling or pro-socioeconomic profiling. Pro-profiling. Not sure if anyone's checked on Hispanics for Trump yet.
One thing about America is it's such an embarrassing place. It's really the ghetto, and it's racist. And there are people who try to pretend like it is not, but as each day passes, it becomes more and more clear that minorities are not seen as equals in America. This country is run by a racist president who is backed by a racist organization who wrote a racist book about all of the racist things they want to do, and then somehow the majority of the country was like, yeah, let's do that. And so you want black and brown people to, I don't know what you want us to do, honestly. I don't know what you expect from us, how you expect us to feel, but you show your colors all the time. And you can't, I just stop trying to hide it. It's so insulting that you attempt to say that this isn't a racist place. And today's rant is brought to you by the Supreme Court's ruling where essentially a lower court looked at the ICE raids that are going on in California and said, no, you cannot do this. You cannot violate people's Fourth Amendment rights to a legal search and seizure and pluck people out just because they speak Spanish or just because they look Hispanic or just because they're working in a certain place. And the Supreme Court said, oh, no, go ahead and do that, right? So they're saying, you go ahead and do that until this makes its way up through the courts. So it's not the final decision, but what they said in it was it gives preview to how they would essentially rule. And what they said was, race shouldn't be the only factor, but it should be a relevant factor. Since fucking when? Actually, since fucking always. That's who we are as a country. That's who we've always been as a country. That is why we needed DEI and affirmative action and all these things. Because as much as you want to be like, oh, I don't see race, you absolutely do see race. America is a racist place. And everybody that's minority knows that. So if anybody's sick of this shit and wants to move to Belize with me, I bought land there. It's super gorgeous. It's very diverse. They don't have these racist issues that we have here. It's super cheap. I mean, it's like paradise. Seriously. So, you guys think about it. I wish for you all to join me. And we'll come back and talk later about whatever other bullshit this dude's going to do today. So I'll see you later if I don't get picked up by ICE for looking Hispanic.
The Supreme Court of the United States just issued a wild decision today that everybody should be concerned of. They have authorized Immigration and Customs Enforcement to stop people based on their accent or speaking Spanish. They have also allowed ICE to make stops for people who are working in jobs such as agricultural sites, car washes, or at the bus stop. They have gone full-fledged racial profiling, and they are making it 100% legal. I read the entire decision from Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, and he basically states that there are 15 million purported quote-unquote illegals in the United States, and they were misled in coming in the United States over the past few years, and until Congress or the president provides some type of path for immigration reform for them, they are in fact in violation of immigration laws, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement can take on various factors to profile these people in order to determine what their immigration status is. And if they don't have lawful status in the United States, then they can be detained. This permission given to ICE to profile now only seems that increased amount of unwarranted or illegal detentions by United States citizens and even lawful permanent residents is going to increase.
In court today, friends, the court ruled that the Trump administration is free to carry out raids in California based on the fact that an individual speaks Spanish, looks Latino, works at a particular place, and that is okay. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court held that the ICE can stop individuals and question them based on any of these factors, and this is called a roving raid, in which ICE goes through a community or to a site, and based on what they see, they can actually stop a person and ask them questions about their immigration status or situation. The judges did not give an explanation for their decision. However, Justice Kavanaugh said that it is reasonable for ICE officers to be able to stop someone and ask common sense questions based on common sense criteria such as their employment at a day laborer site or construction site or their limited English proficiency. Those are reasonable criteria that should be used for ICE to determine who to question. You guys probably recall that the federal judge had stopped ICE from being able to do this because the judge said that this is unconstitutional and you cannot use race and some other factors when you're deciding who to stop. Then the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals backed up this decision. The Trump administration filed an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court, arguing that these decisions basically tied their hands and acted as a straitjacket. Los Angeles population is 50% Latino, and this decision makes it possible for ICE to stop U.S. citizens who look like they're Latino or they are Latino but are U.S. citizens and maybe green card holders. ICE will now have greater leeway to conduct these roving raids. Friends, this is very disappointing news. This is not the end of it. I'm sure of it. I'm covering all things related to Trump immigration changes. Follow from.
So the U.S. Supreme Court today overturned Judge Frimpong's injunction from June 11th, saying that in L.A., the ICE agents needed to follow well-established law by the Fourth Amendment. They needed something more than just a person's race or how they look. And today, Trump's U.S. Supreme Court ruled that their ethnicity, the language they speak, the type of jobs that Latinos have, gardening, construction, can all be used as reasonable suspicion. Law professors are throwing out their curriculums because all established law is out the window. Latinos, regardless of citizenship status or immigration status, now have diminished rights under the Constitution. This is Trump's Supreme Court. And it seems now as though the law will change with whatever Trump requests. So we'll see where.
Anyways, guys, welcome back. Welcome. I know that a lot of people will be there in my comment section and be like, this is actually an old video. Why did you bring this particular old video? Yes, we have to re-bring it if you're seeing it resurfacing on our FYP. And you know the sweetest part about this is the fact that a lot of Hispanic people that actually voted for Trump actually thought that Trump is actually going to save them. Trump is actually going to help them. Trump is actually going to make things very, very easy for them. But when they started doing all of this high racial profile that if you're speaking Hispanic, your skin color can actually get you whooped out in the country, a lot of them are now coming into realization. And I love so much what ChatGPT actually confirmed about them as well. See, the truth is, just know it as an Hispanic person, as an Asian community, as a Latina, that you and Black Americans are not the same. That is one thing I want to point out clear here. So most of the things that will actually be happening to you will not be happening to Black folks. Black Americans to be precise, because at the end of the day, it was so annoying when we started seeing them doing videos of, oh, you guys do not want to come and stand with the Hispanics. Why are the Black people quiet? Why are the Black people not saying anything when all of this is actually happening? It is because they have seen where all of you is actually coming from. That is just the honest truth. That is the honest truth. And since they've seen where all of you is coming from, it simply means that if you can actually vote against your own choice, because at the end of the day, you are supposed to know exactly who is actually going to come out for you. Now they are coming out to cry. They're coming out to be like, oh my God, I wish we never voted for him. I wish we never did this for him. I feel so sad for people that actually did not vote for this, but I knew very well that out of 100% of Hispanics, Asians, Latina communities, a lot of them, like 70 to 80% of them actually voted for them. And at the end of the day, this is actually what they get. So it is important that you actually know your place and know exactly where you have been placed, especially in this particular administration, because as far as I'm concerned, these tears that people are crying already, it is not going to end here. A lot of tears have actually been we will still be coming. I'm not wishing for bad, right? But we've seen where this administration is actually going to, and at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to suffer for what they have actually used their own hands to create. Next time, you make sure you ask questions like, why, who do I need to vote for? Why do I need to vote for this person? Next time, you make sure you ask people that are well educated to elaborate you more on different things that you're going to do before you are actually going to do it. Anyways, for my Black community, I will keep saying it. Mind your business. Nobody fight is your fight. Your fight is your own fight. Okay? Don't go outside there and start protesting or start saying, oh, I'm supporting the Asian, the Latinos, the Mexican. None of them will actually come true for you when it's your turn. I will keep saying it as blunt as it is. Even in the video I actually uploaded this morning, you can see where this Asian lady was actually saying that Black Americans are actually coward. And when I look at that particular video very well, I don't know where this her cowardship is actually coming from, because why? She wanted Black Americans to come outside and protest and stand and advocate for Asian community. While when it's Black Americans, so nobody's actually doing that. Even ChatGPT have been able to confirm me that Black Americans are people that are actually standing alone. They will come out and help you, do everything for you, but when it's their turn, nobody want to send them, nobody want to give an F about them. And at the end of the day, stay your lane. Enjoy your day. Everybody fight your battle. I'm not saying that peace is not good. I'm advocating for peace, because on this channel, we do not even support any form of violence or fight here. But it is very, very important for you to know that I am coming through for someone that is coming through for me. I am standing for someone that is standing for me. If you know you're not standing for me, I'm not standing for you. I'm not also coming through for you. It's as simple as ABCD. But anyways, credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And this is just for educational purposes. I stand a chance to be corrected. So feel free to correct me in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share, guys. And yes, with no further ado, I'm going to be saying, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye, guys. I love you guys. Mwah.